by the English Herb Garden. Crabtree and Evelyn Gardener's Muscle Soak and the Gardener's Hand Therapy will soothe and help to soften your hands. So everyone today gets to take them home. And we're going to be drawing for this basket with the complete collection of Crabtree and Evelyn Gardeners. Enjoy. Let's get back outside now and show some other things that you might want to consider for your outdoors.
We're back on my balcony.
We're back on your beautiful balcony. I love it up here. We should never leave.
It's true.
It's lovely.
Well, we talked about conversational seating. So now I want to talk a little bit about dining. Because dining is important. People love to dine outside.
Right.
But when you're on a balcony, space is constricted.
Usually it's a tiny little table and there's not a lot of space. So
well,
this is good.
Not a tiny little table. This is a fantastic table. What's most exciting about this particular table is it's made from reclaimed teak.
Oh, nice.
So it's actually good for the environment, but at the same time, it's a slimmer profile. So again, this is an Andrew Richards design.
That's really nice.
I love it because I love that there's matching benches to go with it.
Right, and we know the benches you can just put it right underneath there, so it's not taking up a lot of space.
So think about flexibility in your dining, and that's a great option to do it. And then you can get actual really cool seat cushions for them. You can make it very specific to your dining style.
Very nice.
Yeah, Leanne would love that. She'd decorate it all up for
Yes, she would. She'd be all into it.
The other thing that I love are these chairs. Now these chairs,
they're like director's chairs.
They're actually called the producer chair.
Oh,
and this is my favorite new chair for this season because what it does is it actually collapses. So you can fold it down and put it away.
Oh, which is nice because you don't necessarily, I know it's outdoor fabric, but you don't necessarily want to leave your white outdoor fabric out there when it rains.
Well, it's stunning. It's also all outdoor, which you mentioned, so it's stain resistant, which is fantastic. So even though it's white, you don't have to feel intimidated by that. Okay.
Very
Again,
nice.
if you spill coffee,
it's a bit of a
we're
problem.
Okay. Red
You're
wine?
okay?
We're
really?
okay.
Is it okay?
Absolutely, because it'll wash
the whole
off
bottle.
soap and water, and you can clean it up.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so that's very cool.
Collapsible chairs and pretty ones
and
at
table.
that.
That's how you're going to multi-purpose your dining area.
Okay,
You like
buddy.
these?
I need to know what these are.
Aren't these fun?
Are
These
they
are planters.
hats?
These are mini planters.
They're planters.
Yeah, what's great is if you think about some of the big planters that we put out on our balconies, they take up the huge space. Not just the little imprint, but the way the shape goes up.
Is this
Let me grab this
felt?
one here. Look at this. This is a perfect example of what people do wrong, okay? This planter, they think this isn't a big space here, right? And this space isn't big. But when it gets wider at the top, and then you put in a big bushy plant,
it's huge.
It gets wider and wider and wider. So you can't think about this as the footprint. This is what you have to think about because you don't want your guests walking through that.
Right.
These are a great idea.
Jungle.
Yeah, because they collapse. So once you're done with your planter, you fold them up, tuck them away.
And I just love, I like the material.
Isn't that awesome?
Nice. Is that felt?
Yeah, it is.
That is great.
Now, one more I want to show you. We always forget about barbecues. Now, barbecues in condominiums are very specific to the municipality, to the building itself. So if you're allowed to have a barbecue, this is a great option. This is the new one from Canadian Tire, specific for condos, so it's nice and compact. It's even better. The shelves collapse, so you can make it smaller and smaller.
Nice.
When you're thinking about barbecues, though, you have to think about the heat profile, okay? So don't think, oh, I've got this perfect space and I can just fit it there and it's perfect. You have to think about all the heat that generated from this.
Right.
So you're not going to put a dinner guest right beside your barbecue. You can't. So give it some
Unless
space.
you really don't like them. You sit there.
Yeah, exactly, in the little chair. Perfect. But think about how you're going to use it. Think about, again, the space that's required around it for cooking and access.
Right.
Then think you need to move your guests 3 to 4 feet away from it.
Right.
So if you're going to go with a barbecue, really plan out what you're doing properly.
It's all about the planning, though. At the end of the day, when you're dealing with a small space, we've said this on the show before, when you've got a big space, sure, get a designer, get an architect. But when you have a small space, you better get someone to help you.
Absolutely.
If you're not prone to thinking about your space in a realistic way, because someone who's thinking about that can actually fit in all sorts of great things that you never thought you could have.
Like barbecues like this.
Like barbecues like that, or like planters that become hats. Come on, seriously. Did
go.
you not think that was like a graduation hat? I couldn't help it. I kept looking at it and I'm like, yay!
That
Class of
suits you.
2013.
Exactly. There you go.
Okay, let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Stay with us.
That was awesome.